Um, hey guys, what's up? Scape here. Well, I'm just going to jump right in to this week's topic because we've got a lot of stuff to cover. I just want to start out by thanking whoever sent in this question because what a great friend. Very lucky to have you as a friend, to care enough and really want to support your friend and stuff. It's a really good thing, so good job. So yeah, the question was, this person has a friend who is lesbian and wants to come out to her parents, and she's afraid because they're really religious, and so she's afraid that they might not accept her. And so the friend wants to know what they can do as a friend and help and support. So it's kind of like, well, there's quite a few things, because first off, religious families don't necessarily mean, because what I got from the question was she's not sure how her family will take it, but she's assuming that they are going to just not be happy or you know, reject her. But I'll talk about that in a minute. The main thing is to realize that not all people who are religious are necessarily anti-gay, because my mom, for instance, works up at we're Catholic, and she's works at the Catholic Church, and she's totally accepting. I mean, she's completely accepting, and it's not something, you know, that affected her at all. So it's kind of like, it just all really depends on, I guess, just their personal views versus their religious views, because, you know, it's kind of like one of the, oh, my cat's being a bitch. Like I was saying though, the religious aspect of it, you know, sometimes it just more or less depends on her parents. I guess if she means by religious conservative or, you know, something like that, but religious just doesn't always necessarily mean it could be bad. So I don't know, maybe if her parents are more open-minded, but I don't know. She probably from the letter it sounds like they're not. But the other thing is this idea that the fear of the parents rejecting you is something that's kind of misunderstood. Because there is that possibility that your parents would, you know, if worst case scenario, kick you out or excommunicate you. But the truth is that most parents, you know, whether they're not really accepting of your sexuality, they're not gonna just abandon you or turn you away because of that. You gotta understand, your parents love you, and while they may disagree with you on certain things, doesn't mean they want you out of their life or that they're not going to ever support you as their child. Because you'll always be their child, whether or not you're gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, genderqueer, anything. You know, you're not just going to be excommunicated necessarily. If your family, you know, if your parents love you, they're going to love you no matter what. And it'll take them a while though. Like, you know, in the trans community, coming out is a pretty big thing, because there's a lot, the risks are kind of elevated more so, with family issues and stuff. But even the majority of the trans cases, even if the parents aren't really okay with the transition, they don't excommunicate their children and they don't abandon their children. They just kind of don't agree with what they're doing, but it doesn't mean that they all of a sudden don't support their kids or, you know, love them. You know, it's just one of those things where it's kind of sometimes misinterpreted. And you got to give them, like all things, you got to give time for the parents to, you know, kind of get over it and kind of realize that that's just how it is. And as a friend, because I know the question was what can you do from a friend's standpoint, just kind of reiterate that to her. Just kind of be like, be supportive. The number one thing that she would need from her friends is the support and just being there and listening and knowing that she has you as a friend. That's like the number one thing you can do. But the parents and that situation, it will come around with time. Like all things, it comes around with time. And, if the parents love her and stuff, they're not going to excommunicate her. But as a friend, just be there, be strong for your friend, and good things will happen. Are there any movies I'm looking forward to in this summer? Hell yes. There are movies I'm always looking forward to. A lot of them probably aren't well known, but still looking forward to them. This summer, some of the big ones. Star Trek seems like it would be pretty kick-ass. I want to see the Dragon Ball film. Because, like, when I was 11, that was the shit. Was the Dragon Ball Z stuff. So, I would go see that with my friends, just to relive that childhood. A lot of the movies I want to see, there's Up. Pixar's Up looks good. I want to see that. I want to see, Funny People. Judd Apatow's genius. There's some films I want to see that are coming out more towards the fall, like Spike Jonze's Where the Wild Things Are. I cannot wait for that. Spike Jonze, Where the Wild Things Are. Check it out if you haven't seen it. There's a trailer on the internet. Type in Where the Wild Things Are trailer. Awesome. Can't wait to see that film. And the one I'm probably looking most forward to it's a little more in the fall, but is Alice Sebold's novel being adapted to the film, Lovely Bones, and it's being directed by Peter Jackson, and it's the same writing team that he wrote the Lord of the Rings trilogy with, but it's like going to be incredible. I read this article about it in a magazine like about a week ago. The Lovely Bones, that I'm calling it right now, that film will probably win Best Picture, because it just sounds, it looks, they had some clips from it, looks amazing, it just sounds amazing, great cast, great directing, great writing, it's going to be awesome, you need to check it out. There's a lot of smaller films I want to see, but no one will have heard of those, so I'm not going to mention them. Okay, and then the next question was, have we read any LBGTQ literature? When I first thought of this question, there's actually quite a bit that I want to read. I heard that, Perks of Being a Wallflower is, like, everyone says that's an awesome book. That deals with homosexuality issues. And then being a trans man, there's a lot of great trans literature out there that I haven't read yet. And seeing as I'm going to be starting T on May 13th, I got some reading that I really want to read. There's one book by this awesome trans guy. He's a poet and stuff, and he's Native American, and he's written this awesome book called The Testosterone Files, and I want to read that because it's his whole account of his emotional, social changes through taking testosterone and how, his whole life changed and everything, and it's just, that's supposedly like mandatory reading with quite a few other books, but I need to read that. There was some other book, John Irving's books, like he's written like The Cider House Rules, The World According to Garp, which The World According to Garp actually deals with transgenderism, but there's a lot of his books deal with LGBTQ themes, a lot of them. So I would definitely recommend John Irving, because he's a fantastic writer, and his books are usually LGBTQ themed. And then the final question was sports, play and watch. Basketball. Basketball. I love all basketball, high school, college, pro. The best playoff series of basketball I've ever seen is the Chicago Celtics series. If you're not watching it, you should have. A couple nights ago, triple overtime. Awesome. I want Chicago to win because Joakim Noah is from UF, and my uncle from UF wanted to win. I love playing basketball. Played all through. Well, I didn't play all through high school. I had to stop because being trans didn't really work out that well. But for Yeah, but I love basketball. I want to get back into it. Basketball. I love playing it, love watching it, you know. And go Magic. Go Magic. We beat 76ers. Sorry if you're a Philly fan, but... And then we played the winning game of Boston Celtics, so... Yeah. Alright, well, this video is going to be really, really long, because I talked a lot, but, I'll try to make it not that long. Alright, guys. Peace.